going, guys? I am here deep throating this microphone to get it to work for your listening pleasure. This is what's the name of the podcast?
BioCrypt Productions.
BioCrypt Productions podcast episode number 3. We had our treasonous swineherd friend bail on us, so he will not be joining us today unless we peer pressure him into joining.
Pray and call him until he answers and joins us.
Hey, Derek, you want to say his phone number and get the listeners to call him and harass him?
When this is up in like a week, 2 weeks or something.
When it doesn't matter anymore.
People start just randomly. Our 7 followers at that point, if we have that many. He's like, what are these spam calls?
But you know how confused he's going to be?
Who the hell's calling me?
I'm a little salty that he's not in here, that's all.
Me too. Not gonna lie. And he's probably not even gonna listen to this. So
nope, we don't care. He's never gonna know about it.
Yeah. And if he does, well, screw you, Dre. Well, screw you. So yes, we're back. It's been a little bit of a gap because our lives are crazy and I don't know how to do my life and how to actually do this because YouTube and podcasting is hard. And I'm an idiot, so extra layer of fun on that. But how you doing, Allan?
I am pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. It's been strange. Very odd. But for the most part, pretty good, you know.
What's caused it to be odd?
It's stuff I can't really get into. But,
got you. Yeah, police are involved.
Just weird.
Investigations.
Not what I saw on my bingo card. Let's put it that way.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, so this is I did not see this coming. That's a nice plot.
Got me today. Nice. Well,
you know,
it seems
I know who I am.
You're kind of chipper today. It seems like you're going well today.
Yeah, I saw my dad. I haven't seen him in a while. He's a postal carrier for those who don't know, and he's in this program. I don't really know what it's called, but like they send him to branches where there are no postal carriers or they need help, understaffed.
Wow.
So he'll be in random cities throughout the country for 2 to 6 months at a time. And he was in Craig, Colorado, which if you don't know where that is, it's a shithole. He makes like triple the amount of money he does at his normal station.
Damn.
Yeah, he told me he made $3,600 in 1 month.
Wow.
Or no, sorry, $6,300 in 1
Damn.
month. Yeah, they're just throwing money at it.
Hell yeah, just to drop off some letters, I'll do that.
Yeah, and then we wonder why the post office is failing. But
dude, I'm gonna be honest.
I don't get it. He's like, this place is insane. He's like, that's why I'm trying to milk it as long as I can now because they're gonna shut this down and it's over.
Yeah, I honestly, my brother-in-law also works for the postal service, and I gotta say, anytime I'm getting a package through USPS, I half give up on it. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's. And when it does show up, it's like they kicked it to the front door.
Oh yeah.
Like
he tells me that all the time. He's like, USPS is the absolute worst.
Yeah, it's so you can tell they do not care at all.
The funny thing about that is that's not true. I try not to shop Amazon. I kind of boycott it a little bit just because I hate Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
But so I buy a lot of stuff from eBay. You know, try to keep it local, try to support local community, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Even though we all suck, don't deserve it, you got to protest somehow. And they primarily use USPS. So I get most of my packages through USPS, and I don't really have a problem.
No?
You know who I have a problem with every single time I order anything? Amazon.
Really?
Amazon has failed me so many times.
Wow, it's like they're protesting you.
Yeah.
I will say
for like 6 months, or it's the wrong thing, or it's always.
It's mostly just USPS takes so long is my biggest problem. Like in comparison, UPS seems to damage it the most. If I have something broken, it's probably came from UPS in my opinion. FedEx, I don't really have a problem with. FedEx seems to do it all right. It's just a little bit slow, I think. Amazon, I do agree with you. They seem to do the best for me with delivery, but I don't like supporting them. Like, I really try not to. I've actually started using eBay recently. That's how I got the Suffering on its way. It comes on October 30th for the PS2, and I'm going to play the shit out of that with my new wireless controllers. And
I was actually thinking about playing that one for the spooky season.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorites for the around Halloween time. There's just something. It's like the perfect Halloween horror game.
it's been, man. I'm so excited because I have the second one. I have Ties That Bind, so I could do like a whole bam bam, like a
Yeah,
double feature.
that one's still good. I still enjoy it, but it's not as good as the first one.
That's my problem. I think I keep trying to play Ties That Bind, and then I'm like, nope, I know what I want. I want the original. Like, I need to play that one
Yeah,
again.
you have to get that one out of your system before you can give the second one a fair shake.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I can't, and it's not that it's bad, like you said. Like I'm in that, I do that prison scene in the beginning, and I'm like, this is cool. I'm having fun, but then I just kind of lose it. And I really like the enemies in the first one. That's what I'm going for. I want to go
To
read
this
those
day, it's
lore.
one of the coolest enemy design. Everything has a backstory. Like you could tell it was well researched when they came up with all that.
Yes, like the firing squads, the drug addicts, the gas chamber guy. Like there's just so many. If listeners haven't played The Suffering, I know we've mentioned it. We've had 3 podcasts. I think we've mentioned The Suffering 3 times.
Probably
So
every time. Yeah.
go play it.
Suffering.
I know it's one of those hard ones to play because it's literally only on PS2 and Xbox, I think. So it's a little bit hard to find.
It's actually on GOG, but I can run the second one on my PC. I cannot get the first one to run. It's something about a DDL package or something. I have tried every single fix under the sun, extracting files. Well, and I'm not a tech savvy guy, so I might be doing something wrong. But
Okay.
I gave up on it. I cannot run it on PC.
If any of our listeners know like good ways to get it so that other people can play it on ports, I struggle because I like to play my own physical copy. So when I say it's hard to find, it's because like I need a physical copy of it for myself to feel satisfied.
I'm the same way.
So I've got mine on its way, which adds to my PS2, my growing PS2 collection again. I'm getting that going again.
I'm excited for you. That's pretty tight.
I also got Code Veronica.
Good luck beating that one. That's all I'm gonna say.
I can't stand that character, that guy in the beginning. I gave up on Code Veronica recently.
Oh, just wait. He
That
gets
guy.
so much worse.
Oh, I can't.
To this day, the stupidest scene I've ever seen in a Resident Evil game is goes to Code Veronica.
Okay.
I mean, once you see it, you'll know exactly. I'm like, you're gonna be like, yeah, this is what Alan was talking about. This is that scene he's talking about.
Well, and
It's
this is supposed to be like a cult classic for Resident Evil fans, and this has been the one that's
Oh,
been
yeah.
always the hardest for me to get through. Like,
I have finished it one time, and that's not to say that it's a bad game.
yeah,
There are aspects of it that I still think about to this day. The spiders are incredibly cool. I think
Okay.
there's giant moths, which you know me and moths.
yeah.
Um, like it's got some cool enemies. It's got some cool story beats.
Well,
I like that it feels modern in terms of like the tank control. Like to me, that one's like one of the more modern looking tank control Resident Evils.
yeah.
But there's some genuinely disturbing shit in that game. It was so difficult for me to get through. I don't think I finished that one until I was like 18 years old. Like I was already an adult by the time I got that one going.
This is going to be perfect right now, though, because I'm kind of craving the classic Resident Evil feel. That, like, tank controls, fixed camera angle, puzzle solving kind of Resident Evil, So
Yeah.
I'm in that itch. So I'm like, this is the perfect time to try to get through Code Veronica, because, like, the gameplay loop will keep me going right now. Not necessarily the flaws that I have with it in comparison to the other ones I've played.
It's still worth playing. It's still a good game. It's just there are things about it that are very jarring, and you get confused and like go, "Who okayed this? Like, who said this was a good thing to add?"
Yeah.
There are some confusing elements to it.
I've seen some clips. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, there's some stuff that's why I get kind of turned off, and everyone just sings its praises, And I think it's because Chris Redfield and Claire Redfield finally meet up in this game. And I think that's part of why people get so like the Resident Evil fan base gets so hyped. I have no idea, to be honest. Maybe it's the dual wielding something. I don't know.
I've never really understood that aspect of Resident Evil. Like I understand everybody loves Leon and Chris Redfield and like the characters. I understand the love for the characters. I just don't understand. Like there are people that are like, man, if Leon isn't in this one or if Chris isn't in this one, I'm not gonna play it. It's like
Me neither.
I don't really care that much,
Me neither. I'm okay with like the Outbreak series where you don't have any of the mainline characters.
Exactly.
Like
It was a nameless it was an everyman kind of situation. I think that's what stood out to me with Outbreak.
And I like when they like 7, they brought in Ethan Winters. You didn't know shit about Ethan Winters. I didn't mind. That was
He was just there to carry the story.
Yeah.
I was totally okay with that.
And arguably, that's better than 8 when you know more about him and he starts developing a family and stuff. And like the nameless kind of faceless character base really helps people resonate and connect with it a little bit more.
Absolutely. I still think 7 is the scariest Resident Evil.
That one was terrifying. That one was so good.
I played that one in VR, and it was
Me too.
And
you're the one who told me to. You said it was life changing, and you're absolutely 100% correct. That's how I describe it to people.
Yeah, it was insane.
The ending,
and I was on edibles on top of it, so like, yeah, no, it was. I was like, that part where the old lady's crawling all over the ceiling. I was baked out of my mind. And for a second there, I swear to you, I was so cooked, I forgot that I was playing a game. So I'm sitting there shooting at the ceiling, thinking like, how did I get here? Like, what happened? I was just hanging out. This is crazy. Like, it was wild.
I wish I was there for that. That would have been amazing.
So good, dude. Yeah, you can ask Trevor about it if you ever see him.
That's so amazing. I want to meet up with Trevor again too. You should mention that to him. That'd be cool to all hang out. It'd be cool to have him down here too.
That'll be trippy.
But yes. So on eBay, I've started doing that too recently. In fact, Suffering's my first purchase, and I have 2 things in my wish list. One of them being I found Resident Evil Outbreak for $30. Only reason why I'm okay with saying that is because I have to wait till payday for myself to be able to afford it. So this podcast isn't going to ruin anything because fuck you guys. I'm editing that after this.
It's going to go. You got to jump on it. Put it on credit, dude.
I'm going to try, yeah. Not File 2. File 2 is still $162.
Because File 2 is some good gourmet shit. But the first one is still fucking incredible.
Yes, I do want it, and I need it for my collection. And then the other one that I have on my wish list is War of the Monsters. I don't know if you played that, but I loved that game as a kid. That game is so much fun for me. So,
one suggestion.
Yeah.
I wanted to segue into that. So you were talking about missing that tank control kind of old school Resident Evil feel. So one game that just released,
yes,
I pre-ordered it. It hasn't shown up yet. It's called Tormented Souls 2.
I know. I hate you that you got it. I didn't know you got that. I was literally just showing Eileen that yesterday because I just found it. I didn't know this game even existed.
I bought it, and then my dumbass didn't know that you could buy the first one physically as well. I have it digitally, but I rebought it physically because I don't care. I want the disc.
Damn, I'm so fucking jealous. I don't have the money for that right now, but I wish I could.
It's pretty good, man. Like I'm not like terribly far into the first one. I'm far enough. But yeah, dude.
But that looks like it wants to scratch my I was talking about that with you with the code Veronica, and then I saw that trailer for Tormented Souls 2, and I looked up the first one, and I was like, man, this looks exactly like what I want to do right now, like perfectly. Kind of mad about it.
The tank kind of adds to it too.
Yeah,
like the individual adds to the experience. It's cool though.
I'm jelly.
Cool. And then too, like the opening, it's like you're like, oh shit, okay, that's where we're going with this. All right, cool.
Okay.
It was jarring to see. I was like, oh, it's one of those games. Holy shit! All right.
That makes me more excited. If it has your approval, then I'm sold like for 100%.
I dig it. Yeah, I dig it. Now again, I'm biased because I am of that, Resident Evil remake on the GameCube generation. It gave me that same kind of sensation. This is when I booted that up on the GameCube for the first time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, yeah, so that's my exciting news with my games, though, is I got a bunch of PS2 stuff. Got that HDMI converter that's working really well, at least comparatively. Like, it's better than the red, green, blue, or the red, white, yellow.
The red, white, yellow is the worst way to play.
It stretched everything.
Yeah, the green, blue, purple, whatever the hell it is, that's the best way that I've experienced. Now, it depends on the type of converter that you have. I bought one finally that is pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite. I haven't played around too much with it. I was playing Twisted Metal Black on a really shitty TV. It was a tiny. I forget what I needed it for. I needed a really small TV, kind of a portable TV, for drawing. I don't remember what the hell I was doing with it, but I tested Twisted Metal Black on it through the converter, and it was terrible. But then I got this newer one, and I played it on my normal TV. Like I have a small little 1080p TV, and it looks phenomenal on that. So I think it just depends on the hardware and what kind of configuration you have.
Well, I'll have you come check it out when you come down for dinner, and I'll see what your opinions on it are. Because like I said, it's obviously better than the yellow, white, red one on this new Edge TV.
That's like the worst way to play.
Yeah, it was. And I played all of Twisted Metal head on that way.
Oh, damn. Yeah. I love that game. One of my favorite Twisted Metal.
It's good. I mean, that's probably one of the better options to play,
Dude, I got fat playing that game. Let's put it that way.
I got fat. But I'm excited.
playing that game.
I got this crispy new look to this TV with this PS2 converter and the wireless PS2 controllers, and I have the suffering
I'm a
coming
little
in.
jealous about that. You'll have to tell me how that works because
They-
I've heard mixed things about it.
These ones seem to work well. The reviews were really good. They look kind of janky. They look just like an old PS2 controller. They're blue and green though. That's the only difference, but they seem to work pretty well. The reviews, the one thing they did say is that they do have a dead zone for first-person shooters. They're not the best, but otherwise, everyone was like, "Yeah, they work amazing. Like they're fine." So, like if you're like trying to play old Call of Duty 3, they might not be the best, or Call of Duty 2.
Can I add one game to your list that you absolutely, again, runs better on Xbox, but we'll get to that, for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I really need you to play Call of Duty Finest Hour.
Oh, okay. Is that the World at War, but on the PS2?
No.
Okay, good, because I heard bad things about that.
No. Finest Hour is what it's called. Call of Duty
Okay.
Finest Hour.
I'd be down. You have it?
I do. I can
Yeah.
bring it over.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I'll borrow it before I decide to like physically add it to my collection.
The first mission, I still think about it to this day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's
it chills down. And people who play will know what I'm talking about. That shit is just like, yo.
Okay, I'm down. I'm excited. I will
Christmas
say
morning in 2004, whenever the hell that was, one of the best Christmases I can remember.
it's the way you start your Christmas morning, being in war.
Yeah, dude.
So, I will say there's a rule to my collection, my physical collection. If it's gonna be in my collection, I have to beat it. So that's something I always have to keep in mind, especially with these older games, and especially with older FPSs, because they're a little bit hard to get through. You know, it's like if I'm gonna get it, am I gonna like this enough to play through the entire game? You know, so it's a little bit of like I have to kind of do a little bit of research on them.
I think you're gonna dig that one. Despite its age, it's surprisingly modern feeling, in my opinion. I go back to it every now and again, and I'm like, man, this is incredible that this came out the year that it did.
Damn, nice. I'm excited to check it because I always love your recommendations. I got 2 notes on that actually, which is
You heard me earlier, but I did get that list. I have it here.
What list? Sorry. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. Nice. Okay, perfect. I was cataloging my games today, like with that app I was telling you about, and I realized something kind of funny. You know how we talked about like my game collection? I usually try to have the best version of something, and you like to have the different variations because you like to see how it is.
Yeah.
Well, apparently I'm that way with one specific game on accident, and that is Resident Evil 4 specifically.
Oh yeah.
So I have my old PS2 copy still from way back in the day.
Good.
In 2015 maybe it was, I got the PS4 remake of that one.
Yep.
The day it came out or whatever, I got it, and I remember like getting it, being like, "Well, this has to be in my collection." I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna dabble in it a little bit, you know, just see the beginning because I love that village scene. And I ended up spending the next 3 days. That was all I did. Like I just beat the fuck out of it again. I couldn't stop. So that was fun. I remember that. And then the Resident Evil 4 remake came out like a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I think, 3 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
And I bought that one digitally originally because I was living at my in-laws' house, and there was like a big depression on that because of that. So I just bought everything digitally then. But that one, it felt blasphemous that I owned it digitally, so I bought a physical copy.
I feel the same way, dude. Yeah.
So I have 4 copies of Resident Evil 4, and in Korean culture, which is my wife's culture, 4 is the number of death.
Stop.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I don't know if you heard Avery earlier. She was telling me, man, you really like the 4th entry in a lot of games.
That is funny. Well, and Eileen's phone number has 4 4s in it, and it terrifies her mom.
Really?
Yeah. So, and I have Resident Evil 4 times, and I'm like, man, we have a lot of 4s in our life.
We have the same. Well, that's not true. I think I have all mine physically, so I think I only have 3.
Well, you probably have the GameCube copy, though. I don't have the GameCube copy.
I do not have the GameCube. No. I do not have.
Isn't that like the best version of the old?
I gave away my game, or not gave away. I sold it to a pawn shop. My GameCube. No. What the hell was I going to say? I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Did you notice the censorship in the subsequent versions? Have you picked up on that at all?
No. Like.
Okay. So all right. In the PS2 version, which is the only version that I've found that has this, when you encounter the Chainsaw Man, he saws off your head with the chainsaw.
I remember that vividly.
And it shows it. They completely remove that from, including the PS4 remaster. Doesn't show it.
That kind of makes sense though, because Japanese like culture. I found this out today actually, watching a what culture video on like 200 Resident Evil facts. I was just messing around while I was working on the game actually for Rotten Brains. And one of the facts was kind of interesting. The fact that like even though Capcom is a Japanese-owned company and Resident Evil is a Capcom game, Resident Evil is very firmly planted in America. Like it's not Biohazard really didn't kick off like everyone thinks it did in Japan. It was very an American game for a long time. In fact, a lot of them, the first game to get a Japanese dub in the Resident Evil series was actually Resident Evil Revelations, I believe they said.
No shit.
Yeah, and I was like, that's crazy. That's like that's hella deep in the series, right? Like that's nuts. So it's not. And I also found out like Resident Evil 2 remake. You know that scene where the guy gets you pull him out from the door in the very beginning, and he comes out like half torn off, you know, and his intestines are all hanging out. Sorry for spoilers. In Japan, that's too gruesome for them. So he still has his legs, and he just dies of like losing blood. And later, when you go back, and you know how when you come back, he's like a torso like zombie coming after you. He's a regular zombie. He's not a torso zombie, you know. So I was like, they have less gruesome standards there, is I guess what I'm getting at, which I didn't really realize that was a thing, especially with Resident Evil, considering I always assumed with Japanese culture and everything, like how Japanese horror is, that it was just okay over there.
It blows my mind then that, because I could be wrong, but isn't Konami also Japanese based?
Yes.
Or are they Korean?
I believe they're Japanese. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're Japanese.
Because Silent Hill is pretty graphic.
I'm assuming same situation. It's probably one of those things where we just assumed. Yeah, and it's probably more firmly, like, even though Konami is a Japanese company, Silent Hill's probably, like, one of their more American-based products. Like, that's where they really sell that, to be honest. To my knowledge, that seems to be kind of how it goes, or at least it used to be. Now it's getting more opened up, obviously, but Japan didn't really like its, like, gruesome video games back in the day.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite. Lay on the gore.
Yeah. At least as long as it's done tastefully. I honestly don't really like unnecessary gore. Like when it just feels like it's being gory for gory's sake and not like adding to some kind of emotion. The Saw
that was
movies,
like my one complaint about the. Well, I had two complaints, but I've rescinded one of my complaints about the Silent Hill 2 remake. There was a scene I remember distinctly that was censored, and I do remember being like, of all the things you're going to censor that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
But then it makes sense from the Japanese standpoint because they have such a problem over there with suicide.
Oh.
So that actually makes sense. I don't know. I'm just going to say it because if you haven't played this game at this point, like, what are you doing? Like, stop listening to this. Go get a copy of Silent Hill 2 remake or the original. Either one.
You can skip ahead of the podcast too. This is a spoiler warning for Silent Hill 2 happening right now. Skip ahead about, we'll say, 2 minutes.
Yeah. So when you're in the Woodside Apartments, there's a part where you hear a strange kind of scream deal, and you go back into a room that you were previously in, and there's a TV with static, and there's a dead guy in the chair. In the original game, the dead guy in the chair looks a lot like James, which we all know what that is, but he very clearly shot himself in the head. Like that's what you see is James in the chair who shot himself. In the remake, he's covered with a bed sheet.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, so you don't really know, like if that's your first time seeing it, you don't necessarily know that he shot himself. And I feel like for me, I was like, well, that's kind of a key element to the story, you know? So for them to just censor it, I was annoyed by that.
I agree, because it shows, I don't know.
That he's thought about suicide, or if you go by the loop theory or whatever they call it, that he has shot himself before.
Yeah. I like the loop theory, by the way, especially with the fact that they tied in the remake to the old one, and it's not really like a remake, but it's actually a sequel to the second. Like, that's so cool. Well,
all the dead bodies in the town are all James. All of them. So those are all previous attempts. I don't know if you knew that.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I bet you
that's
want
all
to replay
the
the game again.
three lives that he
I have
like. He's been doing this shit forever.
I have two segues because of this topic. One is more of a question because you're my Silent Hill expert, Alan, and I need help. I was looking recently and I want to get the PS3 Silent Hill HD Remake Collection that's got Silent Hill 2 and 3 on it, but I wanted to ask your opinion if that's the best option.
No, it is not the best. It's actually the worst.
Okay, what should I do to get the old Silent Hills? Because obviously, getting like Silent Hill on PS1 is like a fuck ton of money that I don't have.
Yeah, I remember I dropped, I think, 100 and... No, I lied. I got it cheap, quote unquote. I think I got my copy for $90-something.
You were telling me that because you were like, you're not going to find it this cheap again. I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Because I think the cheapest I've seen it is 600.
Yeah, it's just so expensive. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. In terms of Silent Hill, I think your best option to save money, the cheapest that I've seen a physical copy is for the Xbox. I'm not entirely sure why that is, or if the Xbox versions run shittier. I people praise the PlayStation versions of Silent Hill specifically. I've looked into this.
Okay.
Because every game that I have been retroactively getting for the Xbox, they all run better on Xbox than PlayStation 2, with the exception of the Silent Hill games, which honestly adds to the mystique of Silent Hill. It's almost like it's this ethereal thing that you just can't tamper with, but that's just me and my headcanon.
Love you, Alan. You crack me up.
No, the I have the HD, the PS3 HD, whatever, because it was cheap, and I wanted to play it on a slightly more modern piece of hardware. It's playable, but there are some glaring, serious issues. Some of them you can kind of work around, tweak the brightness, that kind of thing. But some of it, it's like, specifically with the sound design. I don't know who dropped the ball there, but the sound design, specifically in Silent Hill 2, is really bad.
Okay. On the PS3 remake, you said.
Yes, the damn it, I forgot. Not the the lying figures. The lying figures, the sound. I don't know what happened, but it's like nails on a chalkboard. Like they really jacked it up. And I was like, I don't remember it sounding like this. And I went back to my PS2 copy and realized, like, oh yeah, no, it's definitely that version.
So Silent Hill 2 and 3 for the PS2, I found some decent priced copies of. Would that be okay?
Yeah, yeah, that's the way to go from what I've heard.
Okay, I've also found Silent Hill.
The PC Master Race is going to tell you just emulate, bro. Just
no, it's physical. I don't. If you are going to comment that, just don't bother. It's not about that.
Yeah,
I want my thing in my hand. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I don't even care if the thing doesn't even have it really on the disc. I'm going to be honest. I know other people are going to. Actually, I do. I would prefer it to be on the disc. But like when people are like, "Oh, this is just a glorified coaster," I'm like, that's true. Like, there's nothing on certain like PS5 discs. But I can go and yell.
There's still a reason to get a physical copy. So what people are saying is, I forget the terminology, what it's called, but it's like essentially the discs now are just becoming physical licenses to the game. So, which is still good, because if you have it digitally and the servers are down and there's no way to verify your license, you don't get to play your goddamn game. But if you have a physical key, which is that physical disc, you can still play the downloaded game.
That's my thing too. And at the end of the day, like, if they try to like bamboozle people by being like, "Oh, all these digital people, they never actually bought it," like, there's no. How much could you really trace back to prove some stuff that way? Whereas with me, it's like, I have this physical disc, I have this physical thing. Let me play it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just something more about it. I also love displaying it. I love the art behind it. I love when things include little booklets inside. I don't know.
I do miss that. The booklets. I remember, coming home, from Walmart or wherever the hell I bought my game from, just looking at the booklets and just being so excited to come home and play the goddamn game.
Or like while your parents are driving, opening it and looking at the booklet just to like.
Oh my god!
Scratch
Battlefront
the
2 comes to mind. I remember Battlefront 2 coming to mind with that. I was so excited for Battlefront 2. The back in the day, I played it on PS2. I know that's the shitty way to play it. Xbox is better. Whatever. I didn't know that at the time.
I didn't know that at the time. Mine was crap. I don't remember. But I remember sitting there looking at. I think it was like Halo or something, because my stepbrothers had an Xbox. But I remember they like got it. They got us the new like Halo 2 when it came out, and we had to go somewhere. So we were at some boring like DMV or something, for hours, and me and my brothers were just staring at this little book, reading it, just like. And what was cool about those old books is that they would have like the enemies, and like they would tell you about like I remember reading in this book that those little like screamer guys from the first one. I don't remember what they're the grunts basically.
Flood.
No, not the Flood, but like the Covenant little guys.
I haven't finished the first one. I'm gonna be honest.
It's like the very little guys that you first run into, like the grunts, basically. But
they're
like,
the yippee dudes. I forget what they're called.
But their back, their weird like triangle back. That's apparently like a health potion or something that's like to help them stay alive or something like that. I remember reading that in the book. I was like, oh, that's some shit. Like I wouldn't know that unless I read that book while waiting at the DMV because I wanted to go home and play the game. I don't know. There's just something about a physical game.
Have you heard that they're going to remake the first one and it's coming to PS5?
Yes, and I'm getting it. I got the Gears of War remake because... What was that?
Okay, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've seen this trend that's still going on where there's just a handful of channels that just whine and complain about every single game coming out before they even know what's going on about it. And that's how I came across the Halo remake, with some Cheeto-fingered nerd like... I just started. It even says on the bottom of the screen that he's complaining about. It's like pre-alpha build. It's like, dude, can you give it a second? Can they make the game?
Honestly, I think it's sad because I feel like being negative gets you farther on these platforms, right? But I don't want to build this channel around that one.
I don't think so, but not really.
I would want it to be like a Jake Baldino, though. Like, I want this to be more like, we like more things than we don't.
Yes.
Games are supposed to be fun, and it's okay to critique them and say one's not as good as this one or blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, if you're having fun, fuck what anyone else thinks. Fuck what we think. Do and play what you want to play. Enjoy it. Go play Princess Pony or Barbie's. I don't care. Like, if you're enjoying it, I love that this medium is so versatile. Anyone can enjoy video games.
I came across a video on YouTube, and it was a guy complaining about the Silent Hill 2 remake. And I was curious. I was like, oh, wow, like people actually don't like the remake, right? I didn't know that because all I've ever seen is people gushing about it. So, and it only had like 19,000 views. Not a lot of views, but people in his comment section were agreeing with him. But I remember it was like the most nonsensical takes. Like he was talking about things that like I never even knew about. Like there's a mobile game of Silent Hill 2 or something, and he was all upset about something that had to do with that, and it was like all these nonsensical takes. And I just remember being like, I commented, I was like, dude, I'm glad that Konami/Bluebird did not listen to you, because had they taken these criticisms, we would not have gotten the masterpiece that I got the privilege to enjoy. And he got all offended, replied to my comment. It's an old video. It's been up there for like a year now.
I love you, Allan.
And so I've been sparring with this guy on YouTube on his channel. And it's like he keeps trying to rage bait me. And it's like, dude, I'm just telling you, like, all I'm saying is that I'm glad that your channel is not very popular, because the general consensus is the remake is fantastic. And I feel sorry for you guys that feel otherwise, because how can you possibly say that? And I play the original. Like, I come from a place that I remember spending the weekend playing the original, and it jacked me up. I remember I was thinking about it for like 3 days after the fact. Like, man, did that really happen? Because I got the in-water ending in the original, and it just jacked me up. It was so good. It was so good.
It was so good. I recently got into a fight on Reddit with someone, just on that same note, because there was like some posts about post your controversial opinion about gaming. And my post was Callisto Protocol was actually a really good game. Everyone just wanted a Dead Space, and they didn't realize what they were getting. And someone commented back, and they're like, no, I don't think it's a good game. It's, what do you say? He said the guns don't work, the melee's broken, and the dodging, blah, blah, blah. He just like, let's off all these things that were... Basically, I replied, I was like, so what you're saying is you're just not good at the gameplay. Understood. Like... And he was like, no, it's a bad game. And I was like, no, but literally all of your complaints were just, I can't do the thing. I beat it on the platinum difficulty, and I'm not, like, I'm a 32-year-old gamer. I don't play games on hard anymore. So, like, I know it's not that hard of a game, Yeah. It might be a little bit frustrating sometimes, but if you know what the gameplay loop is, you understand that you don't have to do all those things all that often.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, it sounds like you just don't understand how to play the game. Personally.
It's just makes him even angrier. And
Yeah, and he didn't
No,
realize that he was verifying what I was saying. All of his complaints were, it's not Dead Space. It's not pew pew, shoot off the limbs, pew pew, real fast.
and that's the biggest criticism I've seen. I've even said that my one criticism for Striking Distance is they should have never, ever mentioned that Glenn Schofield had anything to do with the project. The minute they said Glenn Schofield, everyone was like, "Oh my fucking god, Dead Space is back."
I thought that. I genuinely thought that. And then as the
they should have just said nothing about it.
Yeah, as the trailers came out, as I did more research because I was excited about it, I realized it wasn't another Dead Space. I knew beforehand. I was like, one, you can tell it's a lot more melee based. It's a lot, I don't know, clunkier. Like it's a lot more chunkier. I don't know how to describe it. Like you feel that kunk.
It's more grounded. It's more visceral.
Yeah.
It's arcadey. Dead Space in comparison, I love Dead Space. It's arcadey as fuck.
Yes,
and that's what people wanted.
Yep, exactly. Like, and it's a great game. That was exactly my point. It was like Callisto Protocol is a great game. People just wanted Dead Space. That's what they wanted. They were thinking they were getting Dead Space. That's why they were mad. It's not a measure of like none of that guy's reasoning was describing an actual bad game. Like if he actually had those points and they were valid in the sense of a video game, that means that literally I couldn't do melee. Literally the guns don't work, but they all do. They do. They're just not as powerful, as meaningful as they thought they were supposed to be. That's not broken though. That's game intent. So that's my problem with it. Is people were just expectations were wrong. So,
dude, I spent so much time arguing with those clowns on Reddit and on YouTube, and I will die on that hill. Because I'm with you. I've played that game now probably 3-4 times. I think I beat it. I beat the DLC twice. I love that game. I was blown away by it. I was so happy when I got it. I spent a nice weekend playing it. It was a great time. Yeah. Just for the sound design alone, I was like, oh my god, yeah, worth the price of admission just for that.
Kind of on that note too, I want to circle back to my other segue, which related to the Silent Hill, which also kind of relates to what this is, but what you're playing right now. I know you finished Chronos, and for the Silent Hill reference, I'm currently still working on Silent Hill F. What would you like to talk about first?
Let's definitely do Chronos because my thoughts on Silent Hill F are going to be more brief. I'm not that far into it. I did get past the part that we talked about last time, but I definitely want to gush about Chronos while it's still semi-fresh in my mind. So I did not expect it to take the turn that it did towards the end of the story. I wasn't expecting a twisted. We should probably put a spoiler alert here. I wasn't expecting a twisted love story.
Wasn't that,
dude? I was all for it. Oh, that's where we're going with this. Like, oh, that's fucking cool.
And it's like creepy. Like, oh fuck! Like he trapped her. Oh man, that was
dude. Like but like he's a machine cyborg thing
that like fell in love with men. Like actually fell in love with a woman. Yeah. Like, dude, that was. It like made me. I walked away going, I need to talk to someone about this. Someone please needs to beat this fucking game.
The cool thing was too is because like he's not human, so he was expressing how he interpreted love to be. Like he was like, oh, this is how humans feel about other humans, and it was like his fucked up emulation of love.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And it's like, but humans actually do that. Oh, it was so fucking
yes. And what's weird is that even though it was so mechanical, so robotic, so faux, it was so human at the same time. Like that is exactly what a person would do.
Dichotomy, it just nailed it. I was.
Oh my god. I loved it. I fucking loved that game. Like I was telling people, it was probably my game of the year right now.
Oh yeah,
that was, and it's so underrated. I don't even care. I know it's never going to actually be even on the official like game of the year list, but I really like when I see on Facebook or Reddit or someone doing their like, hey, what's your game of the year picks, and they have their little like 12 pictures or whatever. I only like the ones that at least show Chronos. I know they're not going to pick that one, but like, just show me. No. Like, let it be in the running. That game deserves it. That game was freaking beautiful.
It was a labor of love. 100%.
Yes. Oh man, it was so. I have Kellen's borrowing it right now.
Okay.
I let him borrow that and Hogwarts, and I was like, dude, you got to play this game. He's like, okay. And then he went home and he downloaded Hogwarts, and I was like, I hate you.
Yeah, it's not going to be for everybody.
I do like Hogwarts, just so everyone knows. My wife actually platinumed that game really fast. Like Hogwarts is a great game too, but Chronos, man, that was.
I loved it.
Underrated, very underrated game. I will also say.
Break out this list.
Oh yeah, I was
Is
about
that
to say the other thing I was playing right now is Evil West. I finally actually got into that, and I'm
it's
like
pretty fun, right? It's pretty cool.
2/3. I'm really anytime you recommend a game, I'm just gonna roll with it. This game is also another one that's like underrated. It feels so much like a PS3 game,
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
modern.
But
And
like in a good way, like in a fun
yeah,
way.
everything that made those PS3 games so much fun because they had those restraints, so they had to be fun in like meaningful ways, you know. And this just feels fun, and everything feels over exaggerated and crazy, and like a 2000s fucking manly.
Kind of,
So
yeah,
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 just a great time. I highly recommend it. It's short too. It's apparently like 16 hours.
yeah, yeah. Not bad. Which I'm not opposed to. I don't actually mind short games.
Me neither. I actually prefer them. Give me 20 solid hours versus 100
Yeah,
met
300.
hours.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the 100 met hours. There's times I'll do it, but even like going through Ghost of Yotei recently, that was kind of hard. Just because I don't know. I just want the good stuff. Like, just give me the icing on the cake. I don't want the cake. Just give me the heroin. Tie off my arm. Give me a cut. You know.
Yep. Yep.
Well, we're gonna do a little game today, guys. Of games on your PlayStation account, you can actually look up your most played games. So you can go to profile, and then you go to your overview, and then your most played games if you're interested. And Alan and I are gonna go through our top 10. So
Oh, Lord.
I would like us to start, and what we're gonna do is I'll have you go first.
Okay.
You list off the name of the game and how many hours and what you think caused that time. You know, like why you think you spent that long on it. We've played a lot of games in our lives, so I imagine these numbers are gonna get pretty spicy. I hope at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say there's one for me that had two different versions, so it counts it separately. I'm just combining them. It actually becomes my number one, so we'll get to that. But want to go ahead and start us off, Boo Boo?
Sure. Yeah. So number 10 at 214 hours is Star Wars Battlefront, the 2017 version.
Nice.
Yeah. So wait, what was the next part I was supposed to cover with it?
So you said the time and you said the name, but like what caused you to spend 214 hours to play this game?
I was as soon as I saw Attack of the Clones as a kid in theaters, I was a fan. I was like, oh, whatever this is, I want more of this. Like this is blowing my mind. I remember the clones, the droids, all of it. I loved it. I loved it. And then so I kind of went into that rabbit hole of watching the Star Wars movies, and then I saw that Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original that came out in 2004, I think it was. I went and picked that up, and that one didn't leave my PS2 for I think like 2 months. Like that was all I played for 2 months straight after school, like back to back to back to back. I was obsessed with that game. So when I saw that they were gonna make a modern Battlefront, it was called Star Wars Battlefront, I was like, oh my fucking god! And I remember watching the gameplay for the Walker Assault mode, and you know the AT-ATs, which is my favorite vehicle in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was blown away, and I remember booting that up in my PS4 when it came out. I think it came out December 2017, or at least that's when I got it. I remember doing the flying mission online, the flying mode, and getting into a TIE fighter and seeing Hoth for the first time in a TIE fighter, and it was the best graphics I'd ever seen. I was really good at the online in that game. I mean, I took a screenshot. I got 66 kills, 0 deaths, one match.
Holy
I mean,
crap.
it was a murderer.
That's awesome.
Which is cool because my gamer tag, there's a 66 in the title, and it is referencing Order 66. So I am a huge Star Wars nerd.
That's like full circle.
And
That's
as far as
sick.
The prequels and the prequels and the original trilogy go. I'm not a sequel guy. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't like the sequel trilogy at all.
You said you do like the prequels though, because I do. I know it's like
I love the
controversial.
prequels. I don't care what anybody says. I love the prequels. I get people's gripes with them. I understand how if you grew up on the trilogy, whatever, sucks to suck. I love that shit.
Yeah, but we grew up on the prequels, so it's perfect for us. Yeah,
exactly.
They were definitely aimed for children, I feel like, and we were children.
I think so, definitely. Yeah, and they have their glaring issues, and there are things about them I really hate what they did with the droid voices in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. They just changed the way the droids sound to make it more kid friendly. Is the only thing I can think of, and it was so irritating and so grating to me.
Yeah.
Even as a kid, I remember I was a kid, but still, I was still fairly young when Revenge of the Sith came out, and I remember being like, "Wow, why do they sound like that? Like, what happened? They're all nasally and stupid now."
Yeah.
I remember being annoyed by that.
Well, I remember in
Um,
high school too, you being us being really excited about because there was so many. This is one of those games like it was like Half-Life 3, but Battlefront 3. People mentioned Battlefront
oh
3
yeah,
coming out or being announced so many
yeah,
times, like going through like middle school and high school. We were always so excited to see if it would actually happen, and it got like announced and canceled like how many
800
times?
times, and then there was like modders that were like taking what was already built and piecing it together, and it looked incredible for the time, and I was just yeah.
Yep.
I
So it
remember
was
that. I
cool
remember
for that
seeing
remake to
it,
come out.
but that's my number 10.
Okay, well, my number 10 is Jurassic World Evolution, which is a Jurassic Park builder. What's cool about this game, for me at least, was that I actually went to E3 in 2018, the last good E3, with Andre and another friend. And I actually got to play this when it was first announced, like at E3. And I remember like I think it was like a developer or something came up, and I was like, hey, excuse me. And he came over, and I was like, how do I delete the fence? And he goes, well, there's like a tutorial. I was like, no. How do I delete the fence? He was like, you just click that. And I was like, okay, that's what I want. All I wanted was I deleted the T-Rex fence and let that motherfucker go. Like, but I love
The
park
issue with those
builders.
games is, and I could be wrong, but like, there's no way to just have people get mauled, is there?
Oh yeah, you could
You can't
totally.
just unleash dinosaurs on the
Oh,
people.
you can totally unleash them. And
Oh wow!
like also like it kind of just happens because they do like natural events. So there's a tornado that'll come through and rip your fences open, and now everything's unleashed, and you have to get everyone in a secure or just let them get eaten. Or the raptors, they made the raptors love to try to get out. Like that's like a goal for them. They love to try to break your fences when you're not paying attention, or once the weather gets slightly irritated, they're like, yeah, we're fucking out of this bitch. Like they love to screw up. So I love park builders too. The economy management and like trying to make like 5-star parks. I actually have the platinum trophy for Jurassic World Evolution. Also, I have 183 hours is what it is. So you have more on your number 10 than my number 10. Um, this one, I when I went to E3, I also played the Spider-Man. That was the same year as Spider-Man, and the Resident Evil 2 remake got announced. And so I got to play the Spider-Man. The Resident Evil 2 remake, the line was ridiculous. I could not get in it.
Yeah.
But the Spider-Man was actually really fun because I went in and I remember it was the Shocker fight for anyone who's done that game. And it was the first Spider-Man for the Insomniac series. And I remember I was doing really good and I couldn't quite figure out like what I was supposed to do. So I was just swinging around and I was dodging like all of this guy's attacks for way longer than I was supposed to be able to do. And the dev actually came over and was like, hey, this way, and so he taught me how to like what I was missing basically. And so I did it. And apparently I was doing really good though, because when I finished up the little demo, I'd like, got up and I turned around and there was a small crowd behind me just like watching me
Oh,
just
nice.
like dodge everything. And like even there was a couple devs there like, man, this guy's really kicking butt. And I also got the platinum for that game when it came out. So what's your number 9, good sir?
Number 9 for me is Dying Light
Good
at
one.
214 hours, same amount of hours as Battlefront.
Nice. That's a good one though, to be honest.
I was not surprised by that one. I still, to this day, think that that's the best zombie game I've ever played.
I still need to do the DLC to be honest, but I do love the main campaign.
That one was fun too. I liked the buggy. Enjoyed it. But yeah, Dying Light. Dying Light, I remember seeing the videos for it, and I immediately I was like, oh, the mechanic about if it gets dark, you're screwed, and all that. No other game has captured that as well as the first Dying Light.
Even
The
the second one.
atmosphere, the soundtrack, the physics. I remember the physics were mind blowing for that time. Yeah, the parkour, the fact that you could climb anything. I don't think another game because I grew up playing zombies on Call of Duty where you get stuck on a couch and you die, lose all your shit. So it was a nice it was the antithesis of that. You don't get stuck. You run, you climb that damn tower, and if you can see it, it's probably climbable.
Yeah, I do like that. That game was really good, and the story wasn't bad either. It's not necessarily super memorable, but I remember it.
But like it was serviceable. It's like okay, yeah, it's getting the
It
job done.
it drives the gameplay loop. I guess it gives purpose, so that's what's nice about it. Cool. Well, my number 9 is Jurassic World Evolution 2 at 196 hours. I don't have the platinum for this one, and it's all the same reasons. So, what's your number 8?
The Evil Within at 218 hours. Yeah,
You played 218 hours of The Evil Within?
Evil Within. Now, when I tell you that I love that game, okay, yeah. So The Evil Within for the longest time was my favorite horror game of all time. I okay, and I have the drawings to prove it. When I was in high school, and back then I wanted to be a game developer. I'd have journals of game ideas and drawings of creatures, and I would write down story beats and stuff like that. I have drawings of creatures that I would go on to later see variations of, almost to the T, actually, in The Evil Within, specifically that game.
I could verify this.
And kind of, yeah, I've got the journals to prove it. And there were even the kind of the same story idea with the STEM system, and you're stuck in somebody's mind.
I remember this.
Yeah, so I was like blown away. It was cool because playing it was like, man, what could have been? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I could have made something like this.
Tango Gameworks really knocked it out of the park on that one, in my opinion.
I liked it so much. One year for Halloween, I went as they're called the Haunted. It's the masked enemy. They have these like porcelain mask guys. And they're wearing suits a lot of the time. And they carry various melee weapons. You remember because I was at your party.
Yeah.
Derek, that we threw
Yeah.
that year. And I remember that when Derek's girlfriend at the time, who's now his wife, answered the door, I still remember the look that she gave me. She opened the door, looked at me, and I could see the nope. She's just like, we don't have candy, and then slams the door. And I had to be like, Eileen, it's me. And I remember walking into that party, and I remember the looks that I was getting. Like, people, I would try to introduce myself to people wearing that costume. They were uncomfortable. They did not want. They were like, nope. I remember one chick literally said, "No, yeah, we're not doing this." It was so fun. I was so proud.
That's so awesome. Your costumes are always sick. You should take a picture of that if you have any pictures of you in that costume, and also your bowl from Resident Evil 4 that you made. What's it called?
The Brute costume.
The Brute.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I made a Brute costume from the Resident Evil 4 remake.
God,
yeah, the
that
bull
was
head,
good.
the hammer, the outfit. I mean, I go all out on my costumes.
They were sick.
But yeah, Evil Within.
Okay, so my number 8 is Elden Ring at 229 hours.
Damn.
That's kind of funny because I have a single playthrough and I did not do everything. I started pretty much beelining it about halfway through. I just wanted to get to the end at some point, but I did beat it.
Yeah.
I didn't do like Millennia and all that, and I know the DLCs come out. I still haven't done that. I'm kind of
Shadow Tree or whatever.
I put in 200 hours. I don't know how people play games like that, bro. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, dude, I have yet to finish that game myself.
What's your is it your number 7 now?
Yeah. Star Wars Battlefront 2, the sequel to the 2017 Battlefront.
Yeah, I mean, you like that one even more. I liked that campaign, by the way. It was short and sweet, but it was good.
Yeah, it's not that many more hours than the first Battlefront. I only have 219 versus the 214, so it's about the same, about 5 hours more.
Your top 10 are like all the same. Like you're just like you hit a peak. You're like 200 hours. I'm done.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Now that I'm looking at this, yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming all the same reasons then too, for the most part.
Oh yeah. Just huge Star Wars fan. I like that the bots were a little more robust on this one because that's primarily what I played in the originals was the bots. The bots were a lot better on this time around because I don't always want to sweat with a bunch of tryhards. Yeah, cool for different reasons, but
nice.
Yeah,
still good. It's good to have in your collection.
Absolutely.
My next one, my number 7, I think, or whatever this is, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I like
that one.
It's 236 hours. This one broke me. So I'm gonna tell my little Assassin's Creed history lesson. I started when Assassin's Creed 2 first came out, but I got Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 at the same time. So I played through 1. Honestly, I got most of the way through before my game actually glitched. I found out it glitched like years later. I found out it was a very common glitch that like gets you hard locked. But I just thought I was being dumb, irrelevant. But I did basically beat it. I went back through and I played it again like in college. And I beat 2. I beat the Brotherhood. I beat Revelations. I beat 3. I beat 4. Unity I beat like half of it, and that's about where I fell out on the classic Assassin's Creed gameplay loop. I was kind of like tired of the yearly releases. I did play most of Rogue as well, but other than that, like I didn't play Syndicate. I got kind of tired of the whole just generic kind of games. There's They're good. It's Ubisoft, but they pump them out so fast that it's easy to get overly saturated, if that makes sense. People say
100%.
there's like this Ubisoft effect, and it's really how much they pump them out. They need to let the games breathe a little bit. Let them
I agree
really
with that.
find their market a little bit better. They just oversaturate. You can't really enjoy one without the next. And they honestly they bloat them a little too much. Uh, I
I
like the idea of Origins when Origins came out, so I got that one. I loved it. I played through that one pretty hard, and then I got Odyssey, and I liked the idea of Odyssey coming out, so I even got like the Steelbook Collector's Edition and stuff. And I put in the 236 hours. I pretty much did just about everything in the game. I didn't get the platinum, but I was close. I It burned me. I couldn't do it anymore. I didn't play Valhalla. I couldn't do it. I just like it's too much, man. Sorry, I cut you
Yeah.
off.
No. You're good. You were finishing your story. I just wanted to chime in. I'm late to that party with the whole Assassin's Creed. I remember playing the first one way back in the day for a little bit. I'll be honest, didn't care. Same with the second one. I played a little bit, didn't care, didn't interest me, so I kind of just wrote that entire series off. Until a few years ago, I was in the mood for like a third person kind of combat game because I don't, at least that style of game, I don't play. Up until recently, I didn't play a lot of those. And I remember Assassin's Creed being like, all right, I'll give it a shot. There's millions of fans. Surely they can't all be wrong. But I came in later into the series, so my first Assassin's Creed game was actually Valhalla,
Wow.
and it blew my mind. I to this day, because of the games and I don't have time and all that, I'm still in the beginning part with the snowy region,
I don't know.
and it was just so overwhelmingly cool to me that I'll just walk around in that game. I just ride around on the horse or whatever it is that you get, and I'll just look at stuff because it's just so cool looking. I love that you can get on the boats and your guys will start singing. I like the climbing and the breath and just the vibe of it all. I really like that. So I kind of went down a rabbit hole. I went and got Odyssey and Origins, and I've played a little bit of all three. I'm not very far into either of them, but of what I've played, I love each one for different reasons. I'm like, this is incredible. Like
Yeah.
the amount of detail that it's almost too much. It's for me, it's overwhelming because it's like there's so much cool shit happening. I don't really know what to do, and I get lost and I get overwhelmed,
That's
and I find myself wandering around in the hills somewhere, just
and
fucking around with stuff.
if they
Straight up, like
just
that's what I
let
do in
it
Assassin's
yeah, if they just let it breathe for a couple years in between releases, they could probably milk it a lot more.
Creed.
Like
100%.
they're highly detailed. Actually, they actually use Odyssey and Origins in schools because there's a school mode where you can literally like
Yeah,
you walk around and it's so historically like relevant. I
accurate.
wouldn't call it say accurate, but it's really so or so relevant that you could
Yeah,
like meet these like historical figures and you can kind of get a scale for how it was back then, how it looked, how it acted. It was so
yeah,
accurate in these ways that they have these like historic modes, and I'm like, that's cool. So it's
that's
not
cool.
like they're bad games. They're just to me they're just sometimes overly
Saturated,
inflated.
oversaturated.
As a
Yeah,
completionist, I hate when I go do a camp and then I go do like four more camps and three of them felt the exact same, but they're just slightly rotated.
yeah,
That
yeah.
drives me nuts. I would almost like this handcrafted kind of. You don't need to make a big game for big game's sake. I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at, and sometimes that's what Ubisoft does, and that's also. I have a lot of my collection. It's got a lot of Ubisoft. I'm a big Far Cry fan. I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, but they just need to tone it back. What's your next one though? Number 6, I think.
Number 6, I am at Battlefield 4 at 224 hours.
You do talk about your Battlefield. Did you end up
I
getting
do
6?
I did. Yes, I
And
did.
do we like that one so far?
Enjoy it. Yes. It's for me. It's definitely. I'm having more fun with it than I did 2042. I didn't hate 2042 nearly as much as everybody else did. I think the complaints are valid. I think the criticisms are valid. Um,
But it's
but
just
I
still
got my
fun.
copy super cheap, and it had bots. And then any game that incorporates bots, I'm not going to hate it because I don't want to deal with you fuckers. So
Honestly, I can't
that
agree more.
yeah, like
Killzone
sometimes I
got me
don't
on
want.
bots, and ever since
Yep,
then, it's been a hell of a ride. I love a good
yep.
bots match.
Battlefield 4, I remember it was the game. Surprisingly, Battlefield 4 was the game that made me go, okay, I have to have a PlayStation 4. I played Battlefield 4 on the PS3, and then I played it on the PS4 at a friend's house and saw what a piece of shit the PS3 version was. And I remember Battlefield 4. The way I describe it is, it gave me the same sensation that I had watching Saving Private Ryan as a kid. The battle sequences in Saving Private Ryan, that chaotic, hectic, brutal, savage fighting.
Yeah,
That's how Battlefield 4 felt to me. It was like Saving Private Ryan as a game. That's the best way I can put it.
I actually just recently played through the campaign of Battlefield 4. And it's still fun. It still holds up. If you're looking for like a cheap, fun adventure, you could easily get Battlefield 4 probably for like $15 or something. I got my copy for free because Dan gave it to me. He got a friend and gave him a bunch of games.
I don't play it anymore. I don't even think it's installed anymore because multiplayer games do die. Which
Yeah.
is why I'm not a multiplayer fan. But
Hey, but on that
when it was
note,
around, it was cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
when you gave me your old PS3, I actually went out and got Call of Duty Black Ops and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for the PlayStation 3, just because I love those campaigns. And I popped them in, and the multiplayer is still up and going. I'm sure
That's
there's
great.
probably many of cheaters, but I had a fun time still. It felt classical as hell, to be honest with you. I was like, this is high school all over again.
Yep.
Okay, but my number 6 is, you're gonna hate this, Mortal Kombat X.
No, that's a good one. I like that one. That was a fun game.
Yes, but you hate me for that game,
I hate
Scorpion.
fighting you, absolutely. Every time you punch me in the game, I want to punch you in real life. Because you man, you're like a hacker. I hate fighting you in those games. Any Mortal Kombat game, you make me so mad.
So anyone who's listening,
Here, I would challenge anybody to fight Derek. In
No.
Mortal Kombat.
there are definitely people better than me. Anyone listening is there's gonna be someone, but I guess I am really good. For our friend group, I used to invite like 20, 30 people to these Mortal Kombat competitions. And it was a $5 buy-in. And I would make like a bracket system where people would, work their way to the end. And they would, the winner would fight me one time. So I want to kind of set the stage here. This is like late college years. I would be drinking, I would be smoking the entire time. Couple hours of this. I'd be delegating the fights, choreographing and stuff, but I'd be drinking and smoking, and I wouldn't be playing at all. So everyone else is getting 4 or 5 matches of warm up before I finally play. And I won every single competition except for one that everyone still says is a fluke. People could not beat me. I am like a tornado.
So see, you can see how fighting against him would be frustrating.
Scorpion, man. Love that guy. Okay, so what's your number 5?
Number 5. This one's got a bit of a personal story to it. Number 5 is The Forest.
How many hours?
Got 242 in that one. To this day, I think one of the best survival games I've ever played. Survival horror, however you want to call it. It has all the elements. At the time, it was terrifying. It's got that building component that I really enjoy, which is archaic by Sons of the Forest standards. Sons of the Forest has a superior building system, in my opinion. But that game, I remember specifically something about that quiet, isolated loneliness of being on that island in the wild, surviving against cannibals and mutants. I remember in that game, shortly before I got heavily into it, like before I, was slamming hours into it, my girlfriend at the time had left me. And so I kind of coped through that game. I just like sank hours into The Forest. And there was like a therapeutic value in it. It was like the only thing that I at the time would take away the anxiety. So most of that 242-hour playthrough is in single player. I beat it with a couple of friends. It's kind of like a rite of passage between friends and I. But yeah, the first Forest holds a very special place for me. I adore that.
It's a great game too. I need to get more into it. I remember when we first found it. I don't know if you were there, but
we were there. It was actually you guys. We played it on Andre's PC when it was still on alpha. I remember.
Well, and when me and Andre first found it, we were actually staying at Kellen and Tyler's place, and we were like literally sleeping on their couch and shit. And I remember when we first downloaded it that way, I was like, "Holy crap, what is this?" Cool. My next one, my number 5, is The Elder Scrolls Online. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know I played this much of it. I really had no idea. I thought I played just the very beginning of it, but I put in 402 hours. I couldn't tell you shit about it. I really don't remember anything. I really don't understand how I put that much time into it.
This one might be kind of surprising. Number 4 for me is Far Cry 4 at 411 hours.
Damn, it jumped up a lot for you. Like, that's
double. Most of that was probably in the map editor.
Absolutely, I know it was with you. We love map editors.
Shit out of that map editor. I remember I was living with you guys, and I would create levels, and I would have you guys play test them. And I remember getting frustrated and having to alter the levels to the point where they were almost unrecognizable from my original vision. But I do remember playing. Yeah, I don't know how many maps. I still have them all. I revisit them every now and again, and I just see hours. I just see time.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the best $60 you could have spent. It sounds like.
Oh God, yeah, I loved that game.
Mine's kind of similar. Mine's Fallout 76, 457 hours.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, and same situation.
I had very briefly, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours. I didn't put much time into that one.
This one's got that really good base building I was telling you about, and I've played it like multiple times. I've actually beat the campaign like twice now, I think, or 3 times. But I really just love base building in that game. I can build that shit all day. I was actually, I get notifications for it still. I saw that they have like Halloween stuff going on right now, and like Halloween decorations coming out, and I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers, I want to get that so bad. I want that so bad, but I'm just not touching it. What's your number 4 then?
It'll be number 3 now. And
that's right.
This one was surprising to me, but not at the same time when I look back and I know what story you're going to tell. Grand Theft Auto 5 at 455 hours. Yeah.
I love this story. You go.
So I remember I was either working part-time or I had no job at that time. I think I had just quit. I was kind of on hard times, so I just, did what any gamer does and cope through video games. I played a shitload of Grand Theft Auto 5. And I remember grinding because at that time it was still not necessarily in its infancy because it had been re-released for the PS4, but it wasn't the psychotic amalgamation that it is now. I remember grinding for this armored vehicle that I wanted because I got tired of. I like to troll people online. I like to ram into them until they die. That was just what I do. Is I chase people around town and just keep crashing into them. And there was this armored vehicle that I wanted because at the time you couldn't get shot out of the vehicle like you could in other normal cars. And it took forever to get it. And I remember I finally got the money to buy the thing. I went to the catalog. I bought the vehicle. And it wouldn't work. Like, I kept trying to spawn the vehicle, and it was like, error, some network, whatever. It's just like, it wouldn't work. So in my mind, I'm thinking, I just wasted like 3 days to get this goddamn car, and then it's not even going to work.
He went on a rant.
I start ranting. I was pissed. I remember, I don't remember at what point it was that you started trolling me, but I do remember ripping the PS4 out of the wall. And I had it by the cables, and I was living with Derek at this time, and they lived on the 4th story of the complex that we're at. And I remember, like, I really wanted to chuck this thing off the balcony. I was that pissed, and I remember, like, last second, like, no. And I remember it slipping through my fingers. Like, I almost chucked this bitch off the balcony. And I was like, oh, it's cool. It'll be all right. We'll try it again later. It's fine. But,
I remember this vividly because I remember that whole build-up was perfect. Like, your thing wasn't working. You were getting mad. You started ranting for like a solid 2.5 minutes. Like, it was a good long rant, and you calmed yourself down at the end of it. I remember you were like, okay, I'm good. I'm fine. Good. And you were totally, but you didn't know that the past like 15 seconds of your rants, and Kellen and me were out in the living room, and you were in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Kellen was giggling too because I had my pistol aimed at your head that lasts like 15 seconds, and I was waiting. And you finally calmed yourself down, and I waited a good solid second, and you were about to be like, "All right, let's go do something," and I just shot you dead. And then it was Allan, or it said, your PlayStation ID is now offline, like within seconds after shooting you. And then you come out, and you're holding your whole PlayStation by the cords. And you go out to the patio, and yeah, we were on the 4th story, but it had an extra story underneath, so it was technically 5 stories up. And you were dangling that thing, and you talked yourself out of it, but you came back out with Grand Theft Auto. You put it in the game case, you closed it, and you duct taped it, or you taped it all over with like blue tape and electrical tape. And you're like, I'm not fucking playing. You didn't play it for months after that. It's like you didn't touch it for a while. We were still doing the heist and everything because the heist had just come out, and you would not play with us. Oh, it was so funny.
I don't remember that part, but I remember coming out and being pissed about the cables and all that. It was fine because the next time I logged in, the vehicle was there. I think it just needed to like restart.
I think I even tried talking you into playing again by saying that. I was like, dude, I bet it's there now. And you're like, no, it betrayed me. I'm not playing that. I remember you.
I do remember that. Yeah, that was in my betrayal. Everything's a betrayal phase. Yeah. Yeah,
so,
that's my number 3. What about you?
My number 3 is Temtem.
The fuck is Temtem?
What the fuck? It's like a Pokemon variant, but it's like all online. And I liked to breed in this. So I'd breed like perfect Temtem. But what I would do is I'd get like eggs and breed. If anyone who's played this game might be shocked, to be honest, but I loved it. And you could only breed a Temtem a certain amount of times before it was like basically impotent. It couldn't have kids anymore, you know? So you'd have a limit about what you could do. Well, I would manage to breed perfect Temtem, and then I'd get these perfect eggs, and I'd go find new players, and I would just give them. So I'd spend like hundreds of hours just making other players' lives that much easier. I was like a fairy god angel in Temtem. I had a little cult following that would be excited to see me hop online. But I put in 486 hours.
Damn.
What's your number 2?
Number 2. This one is not surprising to me actually at all. This tracks. Fallout 4 at 514 hours.
No way. My number 2 is Fallout 4.
No shit.
That's 711 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay, you got 200 hours on me. Yeah. I was not surprised by that one. I played the absolute shit out of that game.
Me too. I just need
like Metro Light. That's why I love it.
I need to beat the game as the Brotherhood of Steel, and I get the Platinum Trophy. I've literally done everything else in the game.
It's funny because that's the first faction I finished the game with because I wanted the Liberty Prime sequence. I was nostalgic for Fallout 3.
Yeah, which I'm also replaying currently, just dabbling in every once in a while. Well, that's funny. So if you haven't played Fallout 4, that one's fantastic. It's a little bit dated now, in my opinion, with some of the mechanics because they were very new for the time for Fallout. So it's like big steps forward, but also there were some. I don't know. As it gets older, I see the flaws that people are talking about. Like the dialogue system does kind of annoy me in comparison to the older the dialogue systems. The choices never feel as important in 4 as in like 3 in New Vegas to me.
That part's true.
But overall, it's a fantastic game. So like, I'm not trying to talk bad about it. I mean, obviously, it's 711 hours.
I'll be honest. It's my favorite Fallout. I don't care what anybody says. And people are gonna be like, "No, that's New Vegas." No, for me, it's Fallout 4.
Nice. I respect that answer because I have 700 hours. That's awesome. Mine's 76, but I'm not so much. What's your number 1?
And okay, this one is like shocking to me, but not like once I think about it, I'm like, that tracks. But like I haven't touched it in like 2 years because I just.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah, take a guess.
What would Allan play more than anything? Can I get some hints? Like, you give me a hint of some kind?
It's okay, think of like the last thing you would think of, and that's gonna be it.
Think of the last thing you would think of. Okay, oh. Is it a Lego game?
At all, but it's to me, I was like, really? Okay.
Is it a Lego game?
It's not a Lego game.
Huh. What would Allan get stuck on? It would be more than 500 hours.
Okay, let me put it this way. It appeals to my creativity. I'll say that.
Appeals to your creativity. That's why I was kind of going Legos or Far Cry map editor.
It's a good one. And Far Cry is on the list, but no, it's not.
I don't know. What is it? You got me.
Minecraft.
Okay, that makes sense. How many hours? Damn, I'm surprised I didn't think of that. 900?
900 hours into Minecraft. 900. Almost 1,000 hours into that goddamn game.
Oh, God. You want to take a guess on my number 1?
Gotta be some kind of. Oh, yeah. Ark Survival Evolved.
Fuck, you're good. So, same situation. It appeals to my creativity, but it also appeals to my love for, like, breeding perfect blah, blah, blahs. You want to guess how many hours I have on this fucking game?
2,000.
Damn, you're good. I have 2,100.
You know what's funny about that?
That I could have beaten my entire backlog with that amount of time.
I fucking hate that game. It makes me so mad. I tried to play the whatever version with Avery, and I was just like, "Yep, I still fucking hate this game."
I know. I remember I tried talking to you into playing with me.
Oh yeah, and I liked riding around on a spider, but like I got sick of it still.
Yeah. Yep.
I
can honestly say that I'm probably considered a professional at that game, though. Like I could.
Oh, 100%.
Whoop ass in that game. In fact, we had like a friendly friends competition where it was me and my wife against two of my friends on Scorched Earth, and then my wife bailed on me, so it was just me against my two friends, and I whooped ass. Like we fought a couple times, and I kicked their ass several times, and then I built like an impenetrable castle up in the sky, and I was like breeding like mega dragons, and if they did show up, I had literal machine gun turrets in every single direction, and there was no way to rocket launcher it. Like everything was too far away. Because in Scorched Earth, there's these huge towers that go way up, and I just like I'm really good at that game. I'm really, really good. I've got a platinum on it, which I feel like anyone who's played that game would understand what the hell that means. So
yeah, I mean, after 2,100 hours, shit.
Yeah,
Better be.
That probably happened in the last 100 of that time frame too. That took some time to get. But yeah, that's our top 10 most played games. I feel like that took a long time, so it's going to be an editing nightmare, but that's okay.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to have fun with this one.
But I appreciate your time today. I'm sorry we went to an hour and a half is basically what we got to, an hour and 35 minutes. Anyone listening, appreciate you guys listening. I hope you guys liked it. Let us know your top 10 most played games, or maybe top 2, top 3. Love to talk about those. Any recommendations for me and Allan to try out? Honestly, if Allan recommends a game, you guys should just try it, though. That every time, I'm never disappointed. He sees something that we don't see, even in the moment. Definitely like and subscribe. Check out our Facebook channel, our Facebook page. I built that finally, and I'm making the Instagram. Please start following us there, and definitely look at our Rotten Brains channel as well. We are working on our first project. I'm posting on Facebook all the time. Allan, anything you want to say?
Free Luigi.